Unitarian Universalist Church, building community, inspiring growth, creating change. Here in the heart of Kansas City, we come together to create this hour of shared reflection so that we might be renewed in courage for these times and inspired to lives of greater dignity, higher purpose, deeper generosity, and more effective action. May the words and music and images that we offer today nourish our best selves, calling forth abundant wisdom and love, a love that has the power to overcome both loneliness in the heart and oppression in the world. Welcome to our service.
Hello, my name is Russell Pelthausen, and it is my honor to serve as the Secretary of the All Souls Board of Trustees. I'm here today to share information with you about the upcoming All Souls Annual Meeting. As required by Article 4 of our Constitution, we must hold an annual meeting of our society in May each year. This year's meeting will be held on Sunday, May 18th at 12:30 p.m. in the church's Bragg Auditorium. If you are unable to attend in person, the meeting will also be available via Zoom, so you can join using a computer, tablet, or smartphone, or you can even call in using a regular telephone. The information for joining on Zoom can be found on the main page of our website at allsoulskc.org. Look for the Virtual Bragg Zoom link. The purpose of the annual meeting will be to adopt an annual budget and to elect incoming members of the Board of Trustees and various church committees. This year, we will also be electing congregants to serve on a ministerial search committee. In addition, we will be voting on several items, including an amendment to the endowment agreement. Details about each of these items can be found on the church website or in the newsletter. On Monday, May 5th, an email will be sent to all certified voting members containing information about the meeting and how to cast your vote. If you do not receive this email but believe you should have, please send an email to board@allsoulskc.org and we will look into it. Due to the importance of voting to form a ministerial search committee, we will only be accepting votes cast in person at the annual meeting this year. There will be no options for online voting available. Instead, congregants who are not able to attend in person should follow the process on the church website, in the newsletter, or in the email sent to all voting members to appoint a proxy to vote on your behalf. For members attending in person, a paper ballot will be distributed at the annual meeting, and we will follow standard parliamentary procedure for handling voting there. For members attending online via Zoom, or members who are unable to attend, a proxy form and sample ballot will be available online before the meeting. We highly recommend filling out both the proxy form and a sample ballot to provide to your proxy indicating your voting preferences. Here are some other steps you'll want to be aware of as we get closer to the annual meeting. First, the Board of Trustees met for their regular meeting on April 16th. During that meeting, we created and approved an agenda for the annual meeting, and we also passed an annual budget presented from the Finance Committee to be presented to the congregation for approval. These documents will be shared via the church newsletter and on our website. Next, remember to watch for an email on May 5th from board@allsoulskc.org containing information about the annual meeting. Again, if you don't receive that email and believe you should have, contact us at board@allsoulskc.org and we'll look into it. Also, please take some time to review the presented agenda and budget and let us know if you have any questions or concerns. Finally, make sure to mark your calendars for May 18th at 12:30 p.m. for the All Souls Annual Meeting. We hope to see you there. The Cassidy sisters are once again providing a delicious Sunday Plus lunch before the annual meeting, so please remember to pre-order. We hope that this process will allow everyone to attend the annual meeting and feel that their voice is heard. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email the board at board@allsoulskc.org or reach out to any board member. Thank you.
Now it's my turn. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I have one little business thing to take care of here. If someone drives a purple PT Cruiser You're kind of blocking the turnaround out there in the parking lot, so would you please move it? Thank you. Well, it's wonderful to have you all here today on this special morning. We've got so much going on. One thing I want to say is that Anthony had a little fall last night, but we are lucky enough that Charles is capable of just stepping right in and helping us out. And we sure appreciate that. I'm Jean Patterson, a member of the congregation for a long time. And whether you're here in the room or watching online, we're glad you're with us. We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation. Our tradition is a large tent with room for many beliefs and approaches to the questions that matter. It's our values of inclusion, compassion, and justice that hold us together. We seek to build the beloved community, making room for everyone and creating a world where everyone's needs are met. You may be new here this morning. Welcome. We know that your first time attending a church, you may want to keep a low profile, and that's great. However, if you're a visitor and excited to be here, let us know who you are. Yay, yay, I do see some visitors. Whoever you are and whomever you love, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you're welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears, you're welcome here. You are invited to join us with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands. We welcome you today. Today we hold our annual meeting here in Bragg. Have a quick lunch, register, and get your ballots for the important business of the church. First-time visitors and visitors who have not been gifted a lunch with us, please be our guests for lunch today. You need only pick up a ticket at the welcome table in the lobby to have lunch as our guest. We look forward to making your acquaintance and sharing conversation while breaking bread. Now, a special treat today, the children's choir's back. Yes.
Our friends have worked really hard
so much for your gift of music, children's choir. And thank you, Shanna, for leading them. This is such a joy. And Olivia, thank you so much. This has already been said. Can you? Thank you. We gather today as a community, shaping itself, shaping ourselves, finding our way into the future together. This poem is by Margaret Wheatley. We never know who we are. This is strange, isn't it? Or what vows we made, or who we knew, or what we hoped for, or where we were when the world's dreams were seeded. Until the day just one of us sighs a gentle longing, and we all feel the change. One of us calls a name, and we all know to be there. One of us tells a dream, and we all breathe life into it. One of us asks, why? And we all know the answer. It is very strange. We never know who we are. So navigating the mystery, the wonderings, the learnings, let us worship together.
For every growing person, there comes a time when they cease to be passive recipients of the traditions that their parents and teachers seek to hand on to them, when they become active participants themselves in the quest to discover the meanings of their religious heritage. Our congregation honors that moment of claiming Unitarian Universalism by our young people through inviting them to take on the role of chalice lighters and recognizing them as having a formal function in our Sunday morning services. This entails a significant commitment on the part of these young people and their families. They spend some focused time learning and talking together about the history and meaning of the flaming chalice and about some of the core ideas of our religious heritage. We also practice the processes of carefully and safely lighting and extinguishing our chalice flame, and when they have successfully completed this program, we consider them qualified to participate in our community worship life by kindling the chalice for us on some Sunday mornings. Today, we celebrate Foster and his parents, Matt and Courtney Griggs, for their dedication to his emerging identity as a maturing Unitarian Universalist and his recent completion of the Chalice Lighter program by inviting him to light our chalice for this service and presenting him with a pin of recognition as a reminder of the work he has done and his learning and his new special role in our congregation. Will you please rise and welcome him with song?
Joy. Good morning, my name. Good morning, my name is Foster, and I will be lighting the chalice for you today. I light this chalice for the inherent worth and dignity of every person.
Right. Now, thank you, Foster. Good job. Today we present you with this pin and welcome you as a chalice lighter here in All Souls Church. Know that we rejoice in you, for you are the future of our faith. Remember that you represent the living tradition of Unitarian Universalism and strive always to live with courage, honesty, and hope in all that you do. Okay? Let your heart be loving, compassionate to others, and grateful for all that the world holds. Carry in your spirit the flame that you light today. May the light of truth always help you find your way. May the warmth of community nurture and comfort you. And may the fire of commitment burn within you for all that is good, just, and true. Please rise. Well, all right. Please stay risen. Join in singing When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. And I believe that I now have an appointment with some of our young people to answer their questions about my impending retirement. So Foster and I will lead the way, and would all of the young people please join us as we move to their classes.
We were going to have the kids stay for the new member ceremony.
Oh, all right.
So please remain standing. Let's sing our hymn and have the new member ceremony after that.
Trust
that we this morning have the opportunity to formally welcome into membership those who have joined All Souls during the past several months. It's been a while since we've done this. Ours is a free faith, and our church is not based upon dogma or upon creeds, but upon the thoughtful and freely given commitment of mind and heart in community. Into this circle of shared search, collective counsel, and mutual support, these people that we are about to bring forward have elected to enter. May this community fulfill in practice their best hopes. May their wisdom and energy be generously shared here, and may we welcome them with gladness and with open hearts. Will the following people please come forward as Angie calls your names to sign the membership book and receive a flower? Your families are welcome to join you.
We formally welcome into membership Jack Dethridge, Trevor Drury, Kathy DeVinci, Bill Frank and Kay Hopkins, Cheryl Hansen and Scott Sinclair, Levi Hartz, Maggie Holley, Amy and Mac Savage, Shanna Jones and Zach Sudbury, Bridget McNevin Pfeiffer, Zach McCall and Kristen Sager, Louise Pfeiffer, Patricia Searing, and last but so not least, Drew Turner. Quite a group, don't you think? In the spirit of dedication, we now invite you, our newly received members, to join in speaking the new member covenant. This is now my religious community. It is composed of people both like me and different. Together we make it what it is. I want this community to be a source of light and wholeness. It will be if I am. It will make generous gifts if I am a generous giver.
It will be a friendly and welcoming place if I remember to reach out. It will be a responsible steward of resources if I participate responsibly in it. It will share beauty and challenging thought with other people if I invite them. It will be a community of fearlessness and faith, of loyalty and love, if I, who make it what it is, am filled with these. As I become a member of this congregation, I dedicate myself to the task of becoming all the things I want my church to be. Will the congregation please join in welcoming our new fellow members by affirming them with the words of our covenant. Together we affirm, goodwill is the spirit of this church,
And service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Into this community, so dedicated and so understood, these new members are now enfolded. May our congregation nurture and challenge them, offering comfort and guidance and calling forth the best within them. May they in their turn bring to this institution energy, vision, and commitment, that it may become ever more fully the community we have hoped for it to be. Please, congregation, let us speak together, all of us. We
rejoice in the promise of new friendship and growth. And again, we pledge to walk together in the way of truth, compassion, and freedom. May the splendid venture of life continue to be celebrated faithfully here, and in the community, may the human spirit find an ample home.
Thank you. Let us give them one more round of applause. And now, let us sing our children to their classes. You may all be seated.
Hi, my name is Terry McNevin, and as my last official act as a member of the board, I'm here to ask you for money. But first I must tell you, my dear friend Frank Stevens, is he here? Anyway, a long time ago he said, "You're quite a storyteller." So I thought maybe I would tell you a story today about why I love my church. I really do. Now, I've been members of other churches before. There was always this disconnect between what they said and what they did, but that's not the reality here. I'll tell you a story. One afternoon, I was on my couch wrapped in this beautiful Afghan. In January, I'd had surgery for cancer, to remove a cancerous tumor, and the needle hearts made me this gorgeous Afghan that was just full of love. And I looked at the little tag inside, and I thought that said, "With love from Needle Hearts," and I thought, I love my church. So I, said goodbye to the cat and my husband, and I walked up the street and opened the gate to the playground. And there was Melanie and her trusty group of friends who were cleaning up the playground, not just to make it look beautiful, because it does, but also because they need to assure parents about safety for their children on that playground. And I looked at that group of people and I thought, I love my church. So I walked up the stairs and I opened the door and went into my meeting. Bonnie had called a meeting about having the Hunger Outreach Team become a certified member of the congregation and with all of its rights and privileges. And I love the Hunger Outreach Team. It has enriched my life much more than I could have ever given to them. And I thought, I love my church. It does what it says it's supposed to do. And then before I left home, I came into this space and I thought of all the beautiful music I heard here. The music Sundays, the special services, and all of the beautiful friends that I've made since I came here. And I thought to myself, I love my church. And I'm hoping that all of you new members develop that same feeling. But because I love my church, I've got to ask you, please give generously. Okay? So, thank you. So now the offering will be taken and so very gratefully received.
And now let us speak the dedication of the offering. We dedicate our offerings and our actions to the mission at the heart of this congregation, to build a respectful, caring community, to inspire personal and spiritual growth, and to create change toward a just and compassionate society.
How You Imprison Yourself by Kelly Wendorf. If you've ever been to a circus or traveled somewhere exotic, you may have encountered elephants, either doing tricks or taking tourists on rides through the forest. How are such enormous creatures trained? All around the world, a tragic process is still being implemented by elephant handlers. They start by training the elephant when he is a baby and weighs only 200 pounds. At that stage, they shackle his legs to a 12-foot length of chain and stake the chain into the ground. During this process, many other unspeakable events happen to the baby elephant. Yet the key thing the elephant learns is that while he may walk a few feet, his freedom is limited by the 12-foot diameter circle to which his chain confines him. After a long while, when the elephant has grown to almost 30 times his size, the trainers remove the shackles. Though the elephant is now physically free, he never again, for the rest of his life, wanders beyond the 12-foot circle. His mind and his heart have been forever imprisoned. We too are bound by invisible chains. They come in the form of unexamined, limiting beliefs and narratives that we have heard about ourselves. Stories like, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve to be radiantly happy, people like me aren't successful, or men are, women are, life is hard. These are examples of narratives that lurk so close to us we may not recognize them. Like the baby elephant, our narrative was hammered into the ground during our childhood by our family, our church, and our teachers, sometimes unconsciously and sometimes deliberately. The stake and its chain ensured we did not wander outside the fray of our 12 feet. But now we are grown adults, and even though the direct childhood influences are no longer there, the stake gone, the chain no more, we remain imprisoned by our narratives, wandering only within our 12-foot circle. And even though in reality our freedom, happiness, and fulfillment are just beyond our imagined limits. You may have, up until now, examined lots of old narratives and beliefs. And if you are a lifelong learner and consciousness explorer, you'll discover there is always more to deconstruct. How do you find them? Trace invisible threads of feelings such as frustration, resentment, anger, blame, or resignation. They will lead you to the chain and ultimately the stake to which it is attached.
Choir. Thank you, Charles, for stepping in with just a couple days' notice. It's so appreciated. Daniel Gilbert of Harvard published a study in which he asked people of different ages 2 questions. Some people were asked how much they've changed in the previous 10 years. And others were asked how much they think they will change in the next 10 years. He already knew that we change less as we age. The first 10 years of our lives are filled with huge developmental leaps like the little ones over here are undergoing. We're so blessed to have your little ones. And then as adults, that change, that newness becomes ever less dramatic. And the study confirmed that, but it also showed something really important. We change more in a decade than we think we will. When he compared the results from 18-year-olds who were asked how much they think they will change in the next 10 years with 28-year-olds who were asked how much they did change over the last 10 years, he found out that the 28-year-olds had changed nearly twice as much as the 18-year-olds had thought they would. When the study participants imagined their own change in the future, they significantly underestimated the amount of change that they would likely experience. And it wasn't just 18-year-olds. This was true for 68-year-olds, predicting how much they would change by the time they were 78. Because the 78-year-olds reported that they changed quite a bit in the previous 10 years, more than the 68-year-olds would have expected. The future is ever a mystery, and especially so because we each are always changing in ways that we don't notice at the time and that we can never predict. Our preferences change, our outlooks change, our self-understanding changes again and again. And at any given moment, considering who we are, we cannot know who we will be in the next moment or the moment after that. At any given moment, we believe that we have already arrived at who we are. I imagine this as a video game boss that keeps changing into its next form and its next form. And every time it gets a bunch of bright graphics and a dramatic sound to look different from what you'd almost just defeated, the caption states, "Final form." And a few minutes later, "Final form." And again, "Final form." We have no idea what will happen, who we will be, what we will need to be in the future. We literally can only imagine, but we can get used to the idea that it will never be quite what we predict. And as people who gather to focus on making meaning out of all of the uncertainty that is life, we can be intentional in shaping ourselves into our own futures. We can know that we will change, and we can make our decisions based on the change we want to see. Change into ever greater expressions of love. Always living out love in greater ways, always pursuing our values in our personal lives and our church life. We have no idea what it is going to be like, how we will feel, what will come of it, but we dedicate ourselves to growing in specific ways in the direction of love, compassion, generosity, justice. Change happens to us, Yet we intentionally engage in growth. And both are happening all the time. Intentionality in growth can help us better manage the forces of change. The sign above the oracle's door stated, Temet Nosce. She pointed it out to Neo, translating it, know thyself. At this point in the film, The Matrix, Neo has learned what the Matrix is, and that some believe that he is the one of prophecy who will destroy it and awaken all of humanity to the truth. The oracle is a step on his journey. He's supposed to learn from her whether he is or is not the one. What she tells him by pointing out the sign is to know himself. And so he then asks her, though, well, is he the one? And she turns the question back on him. What do you think? Are you the one? He says that he doesn't really believe it. And with disappointment, she acknowledges, then you're not the one. Because who he was in that moment was not the one. Only who he would become by the end of the film would be the one. But the whole question links back to Temet Nosce, know thyself. In this moment, who are you? What is actually true about you? Someone collected scraps of wire in a glass jar. They placed each piece of wire they got into that jar, stuffing in the pieces that were too long and bending them to fit inside the jar. And they'd shake it a little bit so that those tiny pieces found their space in the jumble. Years of this, adding wires, stuffing them in more and more. And as you've already anticipated, the jar eventually fell and shattered. The wires did not scatter, however. They remained held together, exactly forming the shape of the jar. I like this story much better than the one about elephants in our reading. Animal cruelty does not make for a great teaching story, except to remind us how important it is to let animals be animals, to let the elephants be the elephants without chains that limit them to a 12-foot radius. Kelly Wendorf, the author of the reading, provides truth, though, that we trap ourselves into beliefs and self-understandings that simply no longer exist. They may have been forced on us. We may have forced them on ourselves, or maybe they developed over time, bit by bit, as we adapted ourselves to fit into what we need to be, what we must be, what has seemed to be true. Are these beliefs about ourselves who we really are? Are the stories we tell about ourselves our actual truth? Kelly Wendorf suggests that as we notice something is not right, emotions that come forth with discomfort, sense of frustration, anger, resignation, or resentment, when we feel something like this, we can begin the process of claiming our own shape, of stepping beyond the circle defined by a chain, by asking ourselves, what belief or story is behind that feeling? What have we been told or have told ourselves over and over again that in this situation is locking us into being or doing something that feels not right, makes us bristle? What if we learned to believe about ourselves that is getting in our way of fully being ourselves? If it's making us uncomfortable and getting in our way, why are we holding on to it? there might be a really good reason to keep that because it is protecting or helping you right now. But it might also no longer serve you while it was protecting or helping you in the past. And if it's no longer serving you well, then you can begin imagining what might be possible if you let go of that belief. If you let go of that story you've been holding dear, which is no longer true, what are you like if you move out of the shape that the jar created for you? What is beyond that circle defined by the chain that no longer exists? What will it take to let go of that belief? What will you do next? What tiny thing that will help you release yourself from the invisible bonds? This is deep personal work that each of us may pursue in our own time to discover who we might be, who we are, who we truly are, without that which limits us. And this is the work for all souls in this moment of transition. What are we as a congregation right now? Because it's not what All Souls was a decade ago, or 2 decades ago, or 186 years ago. All Souls has changed over time, and we've discussed some of that in considering the congregation's history. And we're being pulled into a future that we cannot predict, but that we know will change our congregation so much more than we might expect. Just as we look for discomfort in ourselves to notice how we can grow ourselves away from that which limits us, we can consider the church by stepping way back and asking out loud, how are we as a community that aligns with our mission and our covenant? How are we as a community that somehow doesn't fit with who we say we are through our mission and covenant? Do our mission and covenant match who we want ourselves to be, our congregation to be? Yes, this period of transition, as the Reverend Dr. Kendall Gibbons retires next weekend, as we say goodbye, until the next settled minister is truly settled in, this period of transition is about studying all souls, about seriously considering what is and is not working well, how it came to be, what beliefs and stories have shaped the present, and what it might become if we break the glass jar and reform the wires. We can only know ourselves by considering ourselves deeply and asking the questions of why and how does this still serve us? And you are a part of this work and will be invited to participate in the wondering and the wrestling and the planning. You can help the congregation grow into its next form, never a final form, and the form after that. We can put the time and energy into truly knowing ourselves and shaping who we become. Let's ask the questions and be open to discovering that much more about who we are, individually and as a congregation. May it be so. Please rise in whatever way feels right for you and join in singing "We Laugh, We Cry."
We
not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. You are never complete. Keep wondering, keep asking, keep growing into who you might become. Ever growing, ever loving, ever reaching out into who you are.